So, last week we had a new update in Isaac. That brought a few changes, a few of them were good, a few of them were questionable. So, what should we do with the tiers? I think the bottom tier should be I will become back my money. And then we can actually, let me just, so there's S, A, B, C, D, and then I will become back my money, which is just pure evil. So, the first one, Amnesia Horse Pill. Not only does it give you the lost effect, the curse of the lost effect, it also makes you forget every single pill you took, unless you have PhD or false PhD. If you don't have those, you will forget every single pill you already took. Is this change really like fully necessary? I don't think it's like, oh my god, we needed this so much. But you know, it's a nice feature to have, you know what I mean? It wasn't needed, but it's nice that we have it. And you're thinking now, oh my god, Otyro, do you hate the players? Why do you think this is a good idea? It's fun. I'll put it like it's pretty average. Just C tier. Like we didn't need it, but it's nice. The next big thing that I saw, it's not being able to break the game with Tainted Magdalene. Tainted Maggie no longer can break the game with Sharp Plug, because Bleeding Hearts now, they don't count as red hearts. Let me go to my Dead God save and show you guys how it works. See that I completely healed. I'm healed off, and now if I try to use Sharp Plug before this update, it would be fully recharged because half a bleeding heart counted as half a normal heart. So I would be just able to spam this item forever. Now, not anymore. Like, I cannot keep spamming it anymore, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but I think it's fair. I don't think it's evil. I don't think it's unfair, because if you get Sharp Plug with Tainted Maggie, you basically win the run. There's nothing to be done about it. You will win the run. Especially if you get like anything that drops stuff or anything that does really anything when you take damage. I think it's something that balances the character. It's a balancing issue. It's not really like a trick. It's not an exploit. It's just unbalanced, and now it's balanced. I'm gonna put it at maybe A, because now it's actually fun. You know, you're not looking for Sharp Plug every single run anymore. Now you can actually play the character. Don't get me wrong, I still love and always loved Tainted Magdalene, but I think it's fair. Now, next one. Bombs are Key Pill actually affects Tainted Blue Baby now. Now it actually switches your keys and your shits, which is technically his bombs. It's not something like, oh my god, we need this, we absolutely need Tainted Blue Baby as it is. It's already pretty much hated by the community. Some people really hate Tainted Blue Baby. I don't see the problem with it. I actually kind of enjoy the character. I don't know if it's a hot take or anything. Yeah, I don't think the character is that bad. Do I think it's at the same level as having a horse amnesia pill that actually works? I don't think so. I think it's better. I think it's better because now there's a pill that actually works with a hated character. I'm gonna put it at B tier. It can go down. Nothing here is absolute. Nothing in here is like fixed. Nothing is locked. I can always bring stuff down or up. Another update that's kind of like just a detail, a simple detail. Wheel of Fortune card can actually spawn a crane game now. It has a 1% chance of spawning a crane game. Hey, come on. If you have the money, if you're using a Wheel of Fortune card, you have the money, right? You got some money with you to spend. Of course, when you use a crane machine, it's like you spend 5 cents per use, but still, you could get something really good with it. Like, there are plenty of good items that can come out of a crane game. The D20, for instance, can come out of a crane game. I think it's a very good addition. Of course, it's pretty rare. 1% is very, very low, especially for a card that you may not even find in a run. But hey, it's a nice thing, and I think it's on the same level as the Horse Amnesia Pill. The next one is Punching Bag. Now, blocks shots. It's still very, very unpredictable, but hey, at least now it actually does something instead of just like unpredictably aggroing the enemies. I don't know. It's something that I feel like should have been there since the start, since this item was added in the game. Was it needed? A little bit. Yeah, I think so. I think it was just a tiny bit needed. I'm gonna put it at top B. Yeah. The next one is diabolical. The next one is absolutely evil. It's just evil. Book of Shadows and Glowing Hourglass were removed from Tainted Lost's item pool. Glowing Hourglass and Book of Shadows can no longer appear for the Lost. Sorry, for Tainted Lost. That is, I'm just gonna put it here already. That is absolutely diabolical. Like, you already took a pretty difficult character and made it even worse. Now, like, the only salvation you can have is, well, getting a good run, which is not really that hard with Tainted Lost, because, you know, better items and everything. I have this feeling, like this bad feeling on my chest, that what if they remove blank card? Because if they remove blank card, this character will be absolute hell. There's nothing that can save you. You need to take your skill issue. Take your skill issue and turn it into a skill solution, because there's no way you're gonna be able to like cheese or to make or. We have another fix of another exploit, which apparently it wasn't intended. It wasn't meant to work like that. When you use Meat Cleaver on an angel, it turns into 2 angels, and each angel drops a key piece, right? Apparently, it wasn't supposed to work like that. Maybe it's too OP, maybe it's too broken to have, like, you know, plenty of key pieces, and then you re-roll them and you can get all of the angel items on a run. This fix only brings Meat Cleaver a little bit down on the the item ranks, you know. It was useful for this. Now it's a little bit less useful. It's still useful. It still has some nice synergies, but this was like the big deal with Meat Cleaver, right? You could divide the angels and get a bunch of angel items. Not anymore. I'm gonna put this at D tier because it's not something we needed, and it only made Meat Cleaver worse. Delirious was buffed. Again, it was changed. Yeah, I feel like Delirious is one of those items that you look at them and you just go, ugh, like, why are you here? Why are you occupying my angel deal pedestal? Why are you here? I look inside my angel pedestal, my angel deal, and I see Delirious, and I frown. I go like, what? You know the SpongeBob sound effect? I go womp. Womp. But now the bosses have a little bit more health. They take longer to die, which is very much needed. Because come on, I'm spawning a boss to help me. Can you please make it a little bit more tanky? It's a cool buff to a not so cool item, I'd say. I would put it right below the debuff that Punching Bag had. Maybe we needed that, maybe we didn't. Why is everyone honking on the streets? I don't know if you guys can hear it, but damn. And now, the next one is while fighting Delirium, when Delirium turns into Mom, it no longer like insta stomps on you. which is so good, so great, especially for more difficult characters. And I think on the patch it also said that while Delirium is in its mom form, it doesn't shoot out projectiles, which is very good. It's very good, because it was very difficult to keep up, you know. But it was a pain in the ass to like keep up with Mom's foot constantly falling on you while the projectiles that Delirium shot before were already on screen, and then it still kept shooting out more projectiles. It wasn't the hardest thing in the world, but it's very confusing, very overwhelming, I mean. Okay, so this is actually a very nice change to a very annoying part of a already very annoying boss. I'm gonna put it at bottom A. A Delirium nerf, a Delirium balancing update, it's always good. It's always good. Always gonna be good on my watch. The next one is yet another Mars rework. Mars right now, and I'm gonna show you guys this. Now, Mars no longer works like it used to. Let me give Mars myself. It still dashes, but it no longer gives you the shield, you know? Now it only gives you invincibility frames. And also that. It gives you invincibility frames, which means you can still go inside cursed rooms and everything, but you're no longer able to use the invincibility, the shield, to use like demon beggars or donation machines, the blood donation machines. And also you can no longer open secret rooms or break rocks with the item. So yeah, you could say you got nerfed. You see? Now when you hit an enemy, it's no longer like a ring of rocks, it's a ring of fire that appears. Before, Mars had like a really good utility, you know what I mean? You can actually do stuff with it. You could use beggars, like you could use blood donation machines. Oh, this is so good. And now it just turned into, oh no, I'm going to accidentally dash again. So we can all agree that this Mars rework made the item worse, right? We can all agree on that. Yeah, I think it was just a little bit of a nerf. They changed it, the way it works, but it still kept the basics thing, which was the invincibility. I'm going to put it at a top B. Okay, next one is the Jar of Wisps, Will-O-Wisps. Anyways, the Jar of Wisps is now back to being a 12 charge item, but it has a little bit of a buff. The first time you use it, you actually spawn 2 wisps, and every wisp has a pretty solid chance of being a special wisp, a good wisp. Let me show you guys. You guys see the wisp right there? You guys see that I can actually spawn 2 wisps right now? My first use, and see that? You actually start with 2 wisps already. Boom, boom, boom. And you see how already the first wisp that I spawned was already like a special wisp. See that? Let me do the debug 8 for you guys so I can actually have infinite charges. Like here, and here, 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 here. Just like check this out. Like this didn't used to happen with the previous version of the Jar of Wisps. But now you have a bunch of special wisps with their own special effects. It's very nice. Very, very nice, very, very cool. So I think it should go... it's not the same as here, probably. Below, above this, above... Yeah, I think I would take Jar of Wisps more frequently than Delirious. And now for the classic. This is the one that everyone's been talking about. Everyone's been talking about this. Like, oh, This is garbage. Why was this? We all know Glitched Ground. We all know and love it. It's a very good item, one of the best items in the game. But some people used to use this little trick where you pause the game to actually time the item better. You know, to time the acquisition of an item. So what you used to do is you pause on the item before the item you wanted. And when you unpause, you immediately go after the pedestal, and then you would get the item you actually want. But now, when you pause the game, you can see that it actually spins faster. So you can no longer do this trick. See? And of course, there is always the good old trick of trying to get the item you before the item you want, just without pausing. You can still do that. It's fine. Like for example, Steam Sale comes after Dry Baby, so I will go after Dry Baby, but I will get Steam Sale if I time it correctly. See? Or still, you can just use debug. A lot of people were annoyed by this. I don't think it's a big deal. Where would I put it? Let me see if you guys are seeing this. Yeah. Okay. Where would I put it? You know what? I'm gonna get controversial. Just get used to it. I know you can. You can pretty much do it with enough practice. You can time the items. You can use the debug trick. You can use the get the item before the item you want trick. We have a bunch of tricks. Everyone can like get their own trick. I don't think it was a bad change. I just think the devs really wanted you to use this item in the way they intended, which was timing. I don't think it was that big of a change for me. I'm going to put it at top C. It was meh for me, but I know for most people it probably wasn't. The next one was a nerf to Star of Bethlehem, because now it matches the aura from Hallowed Ground. It still gives you a tears up, still gives you a damage up, but now it's no longer the different values. Let me get it right here. Star of Bethlehem. It's a +4. Let me get Hallowed Ground. I wonder if it's here. Are the poops here? Yes. There we go. And it's the same effect. I wonder if they stack. Oh, they don't. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's see. Where could it be? It was simply a nerf. It's not bad, but it nerfed a good item. I think I'm gonna put it at probably top D for the change. I don't really appreciate it. The next one is about the key and bomb baggers. I think I mentioned this earlier on stream, but now if you have a golden bomb or a golden key, you can actually give this key to the key bagger or to the bomb bagger, and they will instantly give you an item. They will instantly pay out with an item. For the bomb bagger, I feel like this is good. For the key bagger, not that much. Because if you get a golden key and then you found out later on the floor that you have a key bagger, the first time you actually go after it is going to give you an item and disappear. Usually when we actually use a key bagger, it's because we want to farm chests. That's what we want. We don't want it to pay out early. And paying out on the first try, it's the earliest you can get. You see, when we give this guy keys, it pays out with chests, right? Chest, chest, another chest. Oh, alright, it's really paying out, damn. Chest, 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 another chest. Oh, okay. Okay, paid out with an item. Okay, it's fine. It was early, but it's okay. Now, if we do it with a gold key, we give the golden key, and it instantly gives us an item. Most of the time, when we are actually trying to use the key bagger, the key master, we want chests. We want a bunch of chests, so it's kind of an inconvenience. And it's the same thing with a bomb bagger. Let me show you guys. Bomb. A bomb. There you go. Give him bombs, and he pays out with. Okay, that was luck. That was lucky. That was luck. There you go. He gives us coins. Gives us coins. However, all right. So, I think even in the perfect scenario where you know there's a key bomb and you find a golden key, even in that scenario, you're not gonna use the golden key on the bagger unless you just want the item and you don't want the chests. That's the only situation that I can see this being good. When I first saw this, I was very excited because we finally had an interaction with golden bomb and golden keys with the baggers, which we kind of needed, right? It was a very interesting concept. But when you think about it, when you really think about it, it's not that big of a deal, and it's even worse. So I think I'll put it at. I'm gonna put it right below the glitched crown. Now this one, the battery bomb, now works a little bit differently. Now we charge again. Give us a charge the first one, and now normally I think it was that he overcharged, right? He starts overcharging. Unless he does that. Here. Take my money. See that it didn't overcharge, but it gave me a charge on my second active item. So because the priority has changed, the priority of the battery bomb now is no longer overcharge this one and then charge the second. It's now charge this one, charge the second, and then start overcharging. Let me show you guys. See? Now it overcharged. It overcharged this one that I was holding, and now it will start overcharging the other, right? Correct. So now the battery bomb works a little bit differently. Of course, it's not the end of the world, but sometimes you don't want the charge to go to your second active item. Sometimes you just want to overcharge your current active item. You know what I mean? I don't know, it feels weird to me. It feels like it could be useful sometimes, but it could also not, because usually you just want to charge the item that you're holding, right? That you actually have there. Oh well, what can we do, right? Except not play Repentance Plus. This update is a very mixed bag, and I don't like it. So I'm going to put it at right below the change to Star of Bethlehem and right above the nerf to Meat Cleaver. Now, one very fun update, actually, very fun buff. Not a buff, a synergy, that's right. It's pause and black powder. Now you can actually use black powder while pausing. See, when I form a circle, it forms a pentagram, and this pentagram actually deals damage. So now when the game is a very bad room, when the game is paused, I can still draw the circle, and it still deals damage. So now it's unironically a good synergy, a very good synergy, because you see, if I don't shoot, pause stays up for a long time, and I can just go around drawing circles. Of course, there are some rooms where you just cannot draw circles, right? Like you cannot draw a big enough circle for like most bosses or creatures. You might be saying, oh well, it's black powder and pause. It's two items that I don't see frequently, and if I see, I don't take them. And I'm with you in that one, in that line of thought. I agree with you. But I think it's very fun, and I think it gives these two items an extra use. So this one, I think it's pretty fun. pretty good, pretty fun synergy. I would put it at bottom A. It's a synergy. It's like, it's nothing that is gonna hurt us, nothing that it's a major change. Just here is an extra synergy. Thank you guys. Now the next one is very fun, very nice. I'm not gonna be able to show you guys because it's rare, very rare, very rare. Some bosses now have a 1% chance of dropping a thematic item. For example, Monstro has a chance to drop alongside the normal drop Monstro's Tooth, which is like a really little thematic item for that one boss. It's as if you had, there's options, you know? So there's, on the left is the actual boss item, and on the right is a thematic boss item. And you can choose between them. Some of them are not very nice, like for example Monstro's Tooth. I rather have a range up than Monstro's Tooth. And the other one is very good, as in Ragmega. His boss item, his boss theme item is Spoonbender, which is very good, a very good item that can just, well, 1% chance that just drops from him. I think we have our first S tier update. I believe giving options to the player is one of the best things the game can do. Give the player options, give the player opportunity. That's the thing that I really appreciate. I think it's an S tier update, sorry. Okay, we're coming to an end right now. We have like 4 left. Ludovico got a buff, which is very nice. Now when you get Ludovico Technique, you actually get a little buff to your shot speed, which is great. You get a 0.2. You actually get a little buff, little shot speed buff, because shot speed is something you really need, especially with Ludovico. With Ludovico, shot speed is what makes you hit the enemy. I don't really enjoy Ludovico, but it got a very nice buff, which I appreciate. So I'm going to put it on top B. Ludovico buff, it's nice, very nice. The next one is using Forget Me Now on Dark Room or on the chest while the Mega Satan door is open. Now keeps the door open. So if you open the door and then uses something to reset the floor, like Forget Me Now, the door stays open. So that's very nice. It doesn't like lock you away from the fight anymore. 11. There you go. I opened it, and before this update, if I were to use Forget Me Now, it would close. But now, as you can see, it is still open. So that's good. That's very good. Is it S? Is it an S tier upgrade? Probably yes, because there's no reason not to use Forget Me Now on like the chest or on Dark Room, because those are 2 floors that they're filled with items. Because every chest is an item, right? It's a very good upgrade. I always say upgrade is update. And as I said, there's no reason not to use Forget Me Now on those floors, and I'll stop repeating myself and just put it at a bottom S. Because the first, you cannot control this, right? The first thing that happens when you get to those floors and you have both of the key pieces, you have the complete key, the first thing that happens is the key is used and the door is opened. Well, now you can actually fight Mega Satan after that if you want to fight Mega Satan. This one, starting items no longer reroll. So if you use the D4, the D100, if you use an item that actually takes away your items, like for example, it's the reverse stars, right? That actually takes away your item and spawns 2 extra items. Your starting items no longer can like disappear from your inventory, except from click. If you use click, I believe the first time you use it, you still have it, and the second time you use it, then you don't have it anymore. I believe so. It's very good, very good, very good. If you use the D100, if you use the D4, even with missing note, it still keeps the item. So the items that don't get rerolled are like Lucky Foot from Cain, Whore of Babylon and That Bird from Eve, Bloodlust from Samson, and so on. I believe active items are still rerolled, so like Razor Blade from Eve would still be rerolled. Even though sometimes, yeah, if I use the reverse stars, I would like for Lucky Foot to be removed instead of like a very good first item that I got. Imagine a run where the first item that I get is Cricket's Head, and instead of removing Lucky Foot, I have to remove Cricket's Head to get 2 pedestals on a secret room or something. No matter what you use, no matter if you use the D4, no matter if you use the D100, the items stay with you. So I will put it at top A. Let me see. I think this one is actually better. The Delirium Chain is actually better than the Tainted Magaline rework. Not rework, but fix, right? Now here it is. The famous, the great D20. They changed the frequency that a D20 appears in greed mode. Come on. It's not like it's the end of the world. It's not like you're not gonna be able to see the D20 again. You will be able to see it again, of course. It's just rarer. It's like more rare to see it. It's okay. I will put it at top C. Like, it's okay. It's fine, really. It's not that big of a deal. Let's be honest. And the last one, which is my favorite one, is my like favorite like quality of life change. You see that? It's a little pentagram. Now we have feedback on where the enemies are going to spawn. Of course, on greed mode and on like the challenge rooms, those had already like preset spawn points, right? So you kind of already knew where everything was gonna spawn. Well, now it just got even easier. Like even for newer players that don't really know the spawn patterns and everything. This is very useful. This is a very good update, I believe. Look at that! Look at that! There was even like a mod for that, and a lot of people used it because, of course, it's feedback. It's visual feedback. It's everything for a game. And I think I'm gonna die here. There are too many enemies. This is a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal. If most players are using a mod for this, it probably means that it's a very big deal, right? It's a very big change. It's a very big deal. It's a very fun thing, a very good thing they added. And I drew this on paint because this is the icon that appears on the mod, I believe, right? On the game is a pentagram. On the mod is a little angry face. And I'm gonna put it at S tier, top S. Out of the major things that I found interesting, this was the best one by far, best change by far. It's very good for new players, very good for veteran players, because even veteran players were using this, like the mod that puts the little marker where the enemies are going to spawn. So, yeah. So this was the tier list. Fight me, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's a very controversial tier list. I think it's pretty fair. Actually, I think it was a pretty fair tier list. This was the tier list that I have been wanting to make since I saw the update dropped. And